Hi everyone, welcome back to another Pokemon trading card game video. Today we have Dawson versus Adrianna, and I believe last video I kept pronouncing her name Audrey, without the on at the end. That was my mistake and I apologize for that, but anyway, I guess this will be hopefully a better video to show off what her deck actually is. Since all we saw last video was a Suicune, that doesn't really tell us what's in her deck. I'm still thinking that it was a Blastoise deck of some kind, so we'll see if that was true or not. And I believe Dawson is playing a Pyroar deck, so it'll definitely be interesting to see who wins in this kind of matchup. So when we see them cut their decks, and they're going to start here soon. Anyway, the matchup is pretty interesting, because Pyroar is weak to water, but it also cannot be hit by basic Pokemon. Assuming that Adrianna is using a Blastoise deck, that means that she can only ever attack Pyroar with Blastoise. Blastoise has 140 HP, so it's probably pretty safe against Pyroar. I do see a Blastoise in her hand and a Squirtle. And it looks like there's a Litleo in there. Is she playing some sort of Pyroar Blastoise deck? That'd be interesting. That might not be Litleo, it might just be a Reshiram. I don't know. We see the coin flip. Both of them did start with an active Pokemon and a benched Pokemon, so we'll see who wins, or who goes first even. Don't know who to favor in this matchup. We see Adrianna start with a Squirtle. Oh, that was a Reshiram. Dawson starts with a Kyurem and a Litleo. Now, the Kyurem is a really great counter to Donphan. That is the promo Kyurem, but it's still in format because Kyurem was reprinted in Legendary Treasures. And all prints identical to that were printed before that are out of format, you can still use. Excuse me. So right off the bat, Dawson plays an N. So I would say that was probably a, well, it helps him. It might help Adrianna, it might not. We'll see. Regardless, that was a pretty good supporter to play. We do see 2 Plasma Energy in Adrianna's hand. Interesting. Maybe she plays some sort of... Maybe she plays a Genesect tech, or maybe she plays a Lugia tech. I have seen Blastoise and Lugia decks. Those can be powerful, but Blastoise is a stage 2, which just really suffers these days. We see the Muscle Band go on the Litleo, and not a single energy from Dawson's side, so I think, yeah, he just has to pass, and we see Water Energy almost go on to Reshiram, then Adrianna takes it back, puts it on the Squirtle instead, probably seeing that unless Dawson gets a double colorless energy, the Squirtle is pretty safe. So she's just going to pass. Squirtle needs 2 energy to attack, so she probably just saw the Litleo and realized, okay, this is probably going to be her active... This is probably going to be her attacking Pokemon for this match. This Blastoise, when it eventually becomes Blastoise. We see the Evo Soda from Dawson's side. He has the Pyroar out and a Hypnotoxic Laser. That's not good. It's luckily Tails, so Adrianna's Squirtle is not asleep. And we see the Skyla. So, and the damage counter was put on that Squirtle a little early. You need to wait until in between turns, but she probably just did that just so she wouldn't forget to do it later. I don't know. We see the Skyla goes for Professor Juniper, which should tell you Dawson basically has junk in his hand. So we see straight up evolution into Wartortle and another Water Energy. And now I think we're going to see a withdraw, actually. Flip a coin. If heads, reduce damage done to Wartortle by 20, I believe it is. We don't usually see Wartortle attack, so I believe we saw a Shauna from Adrianna's hand, and she got nothing but energy off of that, so we do see the withdrawal, and it is heads. So Adrianna takes, I believe, 20 less damage from attacks, and that Wartortle has 80 HP total, so it has 70, so unfortunately, if Dawson does get a Pyroar active here, it'll be able to knock out that Wartortle even after the withdrawal. But well, we'll see what happens. We see the Juniper, see a Mewtwo go down, and a Muscle Band on the Mewtwo. If Adrianna can get a Starlight Megaphone right now, it would really hurt Dawson. He really shouldn't put... well, I don't know. I mean, Head Ringer is a thing, so... But, yeah, it's... Head Ringer is is a real game changer. It used to be you almost never wanted to put tools down unless you needed them. Now you pretty much, if you fear your opponent has a head ringer, you just put down the tools as soon as you can, I guess. We saw a Tails on that withdraw, and we saw Fire Energy on the Pyroar, and a Bench Litleo, and a Muscle Band. Now that might have actually not been okay, because even a Megaphone will get rid of that, and Head Ringer can only be attached to EXs. So I think Dawson really should have waited to play that Muscle Band until he needed it, because if a Megaphone comes out, that's 3 Muscle Bands that are going to hit the discard pile. You can always get them back with Dowsing Machine, but, well, you don't want to get back Muscle Band with Dowsing Machine unless it's late game and that's the one card you need to win. You usually want to get Supporters or something, or unless Dowsing Machine only gets items, or does it get any trainer? I don't remember. Regardless, yeah, just if it's not an EX, don't put down a Muscle Band earlier than necessary, I guess is my point in all this. We saw something from Adrianna, because she's searching her deck right now. It must have been a Skyla, because she Skyla'd for the Evo Soda, and Evo Soda'd for the Blastoise. And now that active Blastoise, as it will become once she evolves it, is going to... It has 140 HP, so it cannot be one-shotted by anything, even with 10 damage already on it. She has 3 energy attached. She can deluge onto it, and right now her Hydro Pump attack is doing 110 damage. It does, I believe, 60 plus 10 for every water energy attached. So if she gets a Muscle Band, that Kyurem is dead, but she probably doesn't have it. Actually, she just passed. She might be fearing the Outrage, because an Outrage from that Kyurem after 110 damage will knock her out. We're going to see the Skyla for the switch from Dawson, so I think it was no, okay. I don't know. Oh, we do see the switch into Mewtwo and X-Ball for a lot. That was horrible. That was just a very unfortunate turn that Dawson was able to pull that off. And now that Blastoise is gone, it took Adrianna so many turns to set it up. Now, she did draw a Pokemon fan club, so this game's not over yet. She's going to play it. I'm seeing Blastoise EX in her deck. She's going to get the Suicune, which unfortunately cannot be saved from the Pyroars, but at least the Mewtwo can't touch it. But Mewtwo has a 2 retreat cost. All it needs to do is discard that double colorless, go into one of the Pyroars, the one that's already set up, and then just Scorching Fang for knockout. At this point, I'd say Adrianna's in a very bad position. And we do see the Lugia EX, so I was correct. That was a tech. Unfortunately, the Blastoise is gone, so there's no way she can get it set up in one turn. If she could, it wouldn't matter anyway, because she can't knock out that Mewtwo in one hit, and she can't knock out the Kyurem in one hit without a Muscle Band, and she can't even touch the Pyroars because of their ability. So in this matchup, Adrianna has a very fun deck, but in this matchup it doesn't have a chance unless you get several Blastoise powered up and you're able to just knock out those Pyroars over and over and then deal with the rest of the threats. Here, the threats are out first and the Pyroars are in the back ready to attack in case they get knocked out. And we saw the Enhanced Hammer, so that energy attachment from Adrianna's last turn is gone, the Plasma Energy. Dawson's just having a heyday. Getting everything he needs, and Adrianna's just drawing butt-kiss sands. She just has to settle for attaching a water energy to her Suicune and passing. And Suicune won't save her. Those Pyroars are ready to knock out Suicune. And she attaches the DCE, so the Suicune is set up to attack, but it can't touch the Pyroars, and it can't knock out the Mewtwo or the Kyurem in one hit, so basically, she's in a bad position. I really don't see how she could come back from this. And we see the Scorching Fang for 80 on the Reshiram. We see a Water Energy go on to Lugia, and a pass. We're probably just going to see another Scorching Fang here from Dawson, take another prize. He'll be down to 4. Adrianna still has all 6. If she can just draw 1 prize this game, I'd say she's... I'd call that an accomplishment. She promotes her Suicune. Probably was hoping to draw into a Lysander there. Maybe Lysander out the Mewtwo and just attack it with Aurora Beam and hope that Dawson didn't get a switch or an energy. And we saw the Scorching Fang for 110 there, so knockout. And now the Lugia comes up, and there's the Plasma Energy. And she needs a double colorless and a Lysander next turn in order to do anything. Really, in order to knock out that Kyurem, which is about the only thing she can really hope to accomplish for the rest of this game. She would need all that and a Muscle Band. So, DCE, Muscle Band, Lysander, it's very unlikely that she has all of those cards. And we see the Scorching Fang for 100 and... Oh, we saw it for... Interesting. I guess it was for 110, and she only put the 70 damage there to mark that there was 70 damage left on the Lugia. So, we just see the energy attachment, and I guess she lost. She lost in probably the worst way possible, without managing to even attack once. She could have attacked that Kyurem before, but better safe than sorry, so she didn't. But yeah, she didn't get to attack at all this whole game. Dawson wins because she ran out of Pokemon. That's just not a fun way to lose, but that's the way Pokemon works. So hope you all enjoyed this video. I have one more coming up, so be on the lookout for that. Thanks everyone for watching, and stay tuned for more.